to start, so we get everything in. We're going to start with the little Hebrew review of the words that end in ach. Okay, that's page 60 that I sent from Shalom Aleichem. You could use it from the workbook, or you could use it from what I sent. Beryl, did you receive the Shalom Aleichem book? Were you one that didn't have it?
No, I had it. It was Helene.
Helene, yeah.
Didn't have it.
There were 3 people. Sherry, was it you too? Sherry
What?
Stein?
What?
Did you need the Shalom Aleichem workbook? I think I've sent it to you.
Yes, no, you didn't. I need it, didn't get it.
I sent it to 3 people. Helene, I thought Sherry.
Yeah, I asked for one, but I didn't get it.
Huh. Well, I have, Helene, did you get the workbook, the Shalom Aleichem thing? Maybe it didn't go through. I don't know why. I'll try again.
Elaine had a wonderful Hanukkah because I
Oh, yeah?
saw her.
Oh, yeah?
Her stepdaughter, I guess it is, did a Hanukkah with all the family. And they all had menorahs and they all did candle blessings. It was such a joyous evening to watch. It was like
Thank you.
5 minutes, not even.
It was
catching.
fun.
It looked like it was such a wonderful thing the family was doing.
I'm very lucky that my late husband's family is still like family, and they're coming. We get together almost every Shabbat.
That's
Yes.
wonderful.
They're all
That's
coming here
wonderful.
tomorrow.
She has a
If I were in your
wonderful
family, I'd
stepdaughter.
come too.
She's a hazard.
I'm having to
She's
cook
wonderful.
for tomorrow because I'm going to be on the Bema all morning, and they're coming at 1 o'clock. So after this, I've got to cook because I can't cook tomorrow.
Are you the president of your synagogue or
I'm
sisterhood?
president of the sisterhood.
Very nice. Yeah, and you know it's a big responsibility.
Yeah, my term is almost over though. I'll still be active. I'll still be busy.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question.
Oh,
Have
you know,
any of you
Helene,
done Matilda's mentionables in your synagogue?
do we do what?
Yes, yes, we did
Matilda's
it.
mentionables.
We did it before convention. And then I had a big
Yeah.
bag, a whole big bag of stuff, and I brought it to convention. It was about
We've
2
done
years
it
ago.
for-
Okay, well, I've taken Matilda's mentionables and now I've made it. In California, we've got some new laws that we're finally putting period things in schools from 6th grade through university.
Really?
And
Our
they
Chikuta
finally,
Alarm Committee does that.
yeah, I had the whole area, Bay Area working on this. So we're doing period equity out here. And
Read it.
I have the JCC involved. I have several JCCs involved, about 6 synagogues. So I've gone from just doing Matilda's mentionables to this whole big thing.
Do you
where we're
go to the schools? You go to the schools?
Yeah, there's an assemblywoman in Southern California, and she actually has put through all these new bills, which have all been they've all been stamped. They're all going to be. So starting next school year, every child, every girl, woman, transgender,
So you
whatever,
have to go to the
will have
school,
access.
the school board, right? To get,
The school board doesn't have an option. It's a state law.
oh,
Mary, what is the initiative? What is it?
What?
What is the initiative that you're doing?
So we're calling it period equity. And it started in my SEDIC circle, which is through the JCC. And this is, I did Matilda's mentionables several times in our synagogue. And our synagogue is truly wonderful when it comes to this. And then this time I made it much bigger. So now we're actually working on the laws.
Wonderful.
that is wonderful. I'm writing.
we
We
this
started
down.
with our
sent it-
sisterhoods, ladies.
Are you going to actually collecting, the bras and
Yeah, they can
I
only,
think-
yes, we're doing bras, new panties, pads. We also have to have pads for the Afghani refugees. We have tons. Our Our Jewish Family Service takes care of Afghani refugees.
Wow.
We need diapers desperately for both the Afghani refugees and for low-income people. But the Jewish community, the whole community, not just our synagogue, has really, I mean, I have like 25 people on my committee now.
That's excellent.
It got big.
And this is a sisterhood committee.
No, this is a tzedek circle that a rabbi in our community started through the JCC. And this, I filled out the papers, and this has been my passion. I mean, I haven't had a period since I was 29. But
Wow.
the idea of a child not being able to go to school or a woman go to work, I mean, this is just ridiculous in 2021, 2022. I mean, this is a ridiculous idea that there are women, girls that, can't live their best lives because they don't have a pad.
Yeah. Well, it's a wonderful, it's just great work. And when we brought it to convention, I had a big, like a giant sized garbage bag, and we had everything. And then I saw that they were sorting them all out with sizes and, the pads, the bras. And I saw they had a big table of volunteers. Sherry, Lynn, you were there. And it's amazing, a lot of people have bras and things that they've never worn, brand new.
Right, they have to be brand new.
Yeah.
The people
people
that are
donate.
like taking all this, taking the bras and panties, they have to be all brand new. So
Right. I mean, for hygienic purposes.
right.
All right, let's get started. A big
Sorry.
round should call up for you. Sherry, that's fantastic work. Everybody should be doing something like that. And I see you are passionate. I'll just tell you one quick thing. My ESL classes where I teach in a church. Yeah, Linda? Oh, you're on mute. Yeah,
Hello.
Linda? Hi.
Hi.
In my ESL class, I just celebrated 3 of my students became citizens. They're
Wow,
from,
that's fun.
from Guatemala and Colombia and Ecuador. And so I had a celebration for them in the class. And I taught them to sing America the Beautiful. And here these with this.
Oh, how cute.
Da, 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 da. And then I had each one of them write like a little mini bio. And we did a video of this, and they didn't know it. At the end, I gave each one a bouquet of flowers, and I had red, white, and blue ribbon on it. Then we had refreshments, but they were so thrilled. We did this in
Very
class.
nice.
Yeah. So I said, well, we have 3.5 because the other one took it on Friday. So I'll have to check with her on Tuesday and see if she made it. But it's very, very exciting. I said we have 3.5 citizens.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is a big deal.
All right. There's Karen. Yeah. So that's my passion. Okay, Karen. Okay. We're getting to a full house today. Wonderful. All right, just checking everybody in. All right, we'll just check. I got everybody here. Okay, just check. Elaine, Sherry, Beryl, Cheryl Peterson, Karen, Linda, Michelle, and Sherry. Okay, I think I got everybody so far. Okay, let's start with the sounds of ach at the end at page 60 from the workbook or what I sent you. Okay, so when you have the letter chet at the end of a
I didn't
word-
print it out yet. I thought you were gonna screen share, so I didn't print it out.
No,
All right, I'll get it print out. Just know that I'm doing it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
it with my iPad.
okay,
I can keep this on and do it with my iPad.
good. When you have the letter chet, which is a ch at the end of a word, and there is a line across, that's the ah vowel, you always pronounce that ach. Ach, you never say cha. That's an exception where you pronounce the vowel first. So it's like ach the liba. Okay, ach. So then I'll just give you an example. The first line is chala, chana, nachal, and bachar. As in bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et haTorah in the Torah blessings. Okay, and Hannah is Hannah and the 7 sons. Okay, and challah. We like to eat it, challah. Okay, so I want someone to repeat that line 1. Karen, would you like to do it?
Hala, Hana, Nachal, Bahal, Bahal.
Bachar, right. And Bachar means, it says Bachar Banu, Mikol, and chose us from all the other nations. That's in one of the Torah blessings. Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu, and gave us the Torah, and that's in the blessing. Okay, Helene, do you have it, Helene?
Yeah, I'm
Not
trying to
yet.
find the email. What's your email address again?
6 months.
Six,
6 months.
the SIX. Oh.
SIX, right.
Just keep going. I don't want to interrupt the
Okay.
class.
Okay, Michelle, would you please do line 2?
Sure. Lishabeach, Koach, Hameniach, Bemeniach,
Okay,
Noah.
that's U. U, it's a vowel.
Umeniach,
Very good. And,
and Noah.
okay, does anyone know what famous person in the Bible that was? Ding, ding,
Noah.
dee, 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 dee. Noah. Who was Noah?
That's a word.
Noah.
Noah. Noah, that's Noah. Noah. When you're reading it from the Torah, it's Noah. Very good. Nice reading. Okay, line 3, Sherry Lynn.
Lishabeach, 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 ha, wait a minute,
They're all the same.
Lishabeach,
L'Shabeach.
L'Shabeach.
Okay. All right, so what's the difference? Look visually, if you look at the first one with the equal sign, you have L'Shabeach, and the second one has an aleph before the chet. But under the aleph is ah, so it's L'Shabeach, and then there's the chet. Okay, so they're all the same, L'Shabeach. Okay, for Linda,
Koach, Koach, Koach.
okay, and in Yiddish, koyach.
Yeah.
Hab nicht kein koyach. I have no strength. Koach. Okay, koach. And again, notice on line 4, the first one does not have an aleph, but if the aleph is inserted, it's still the first syllable is ko. Under the aleph is ah, and it ends with ch. It's still koach. Okay. It still has that ach sound at the end, and then again, they showed you at the end, koach. Okay, we're on line 5. Cheryl Peterson.
Okay. Hamaniach.
What's that second vowel? The 2 dots? It's called a tsere, and it has a hame.
Hamenach. Hamenach.
Well, you're forgetting the vowel under
ham.
the nun.
Oh.
Hameniach.
Hameniach.
Hameniach. Okay, and after the equal sign, what's that?
Hameniach. It's the
Same
same,
thing,
right?
very good.
And
Exactly,
Hameniach.
perfect. Hameniach, very good. Okay, so they're showing you that if there's an aleph in front of that chet, it still ends with ach, because you have an aleph is silent, you hear the vowel, and then you hear the last letter, so it still comes out ach. So you shouldn't be
they-
fooled.
Are they different words though? I mean, do they mean different things or do they all mean the same thing also?
I know the first word haminiach is a word. I'm not sure the second one is, or if it's just there for pronunciation. Frankly, I'm not familiar with it like that. I've never seen that word like that before. So it might just be for pronunciation to prove the point. Sherry Stein, line 6.
Umenech. Ach.
Okay, what's your vowels? Ume,
Niach.
right,
Umeniach.
very good.
Umeniach.
Right, again, there's an aleph before the end, and it's still ach, the sound that you get. Okay, so they're trying to make this point and drive it home. Okay, line 7, Beryl.
Noach, Noach, Noach.
Right. Okay. They must think we're a little slow. Okay, all right, now let's
want me to do
see.
8
I
too?
don't see on the screen, but I see that, let me see, in the participants, do I have their, Janice? Janice not there? Oh, I thought it said Janice. Oh, Rhoda? Are you there, Rhoda?
I'm here, but I just logged in. I have no idea what you're doing.
Okay, we're going over that, page 60 from the workbook, from the Shalom Aleichem, going over
Page
the
60,
ach
okay.
ending.
Okay, just wait a second.
Right, okay. We'll wait for you. Let me put you in. Okay. We have a full house today. This is great. And Rhoda
Okay.
is here. Okay, all right. Okay, so are you there?
I'm at page 60. What am I supposed to be reading?
Look at line 8.
Line 8, okay. Aleinu Lashabeach.
Right, Aleinu l'shabeh, that's the beginning of Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, right? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, Paula, line 9. Paula there? Paula
don't see
was
her.
there. I don't see her either. Maybe she went to the powder room. Is there a powder room on the Zoom? Okay, let's see. I want to get everybody. I'm not sure. Okay, I want to make sure that everybody, is Janice there? Okay, said it was, righty.
Says there's only 10 participants, so that would be everybody who's on the screen. And I don't think
8,
there's
9,
any.
10. I have 11. Well, I guess that includes Paula. Okay. Helene, did you find it?
Oh, yeah, I have it.
Oh, great. Okay, line 9.
Kol hai b'koach.
Okay, did anyone want to make a comment about that? When you see the hay with that kind of like slash mark? That's Sherry,
I don't know.
Sherry Lynn?
Isn't it Kol
Jerry.
Adonai?
Yeah, Kol Adonai Ba'Koach.
Oh, it's Adonai. I totally forgot
Yes.
that.
Right. And remember the hey, because it stands for Hashem, the name, the ineffable. Kol Adonai Ba'Koach. Okay, Cheryl, line 10.
Let's see. Ha me neach
Mhm.
la emo la emo.
Okay, La'amo. Hameniach La'amo. Okay, Michelle, line 11.
Ume niach bik du sha.
Oh, very good. Okay, then 12, Beryl.
No. L'shabeach, koach, manoach,
Hame,
no.
what's the vowels? Hameniach.
Niach,
Mm.
and maniach, Noah.
It's
I
like-
can't get away from Noah.
She hit the ball and she's on home plate. She came home, she knocked it out. Noah. I never saw someone so happy to get to the end of the line. Okay, Linda, 13,
Noah.
line 13.
Noah, Ish, Sadiq.
Right. They said that Noah, Bedorotav, in his generation, Noah Haya Ish Sadiq. But the rabbis asked the question, he was probably, they say, how good was he? Well, he was probably the best of the worst, because that's why that generation had to suffer the flood. So if you're comparing him and say he was an Ish Sadiq, yeah, I guess compared to all the no goodniks in his generation, he was pretty good. So it's sort of like a backhanded compliment. He was, in his generation, he was Anish Tzaddik. I guess he stood out. Okay, so in the past, we have done 3 weeks ago, we did verses 1, 2, 8, and 9. I think, did we do that? Yeah, we did.
We did page 52.
Yeah, we did verse 1, verse 2, verse 8, and verse 9. And 1, 2, 8, 7, and 9. Okay, today we're going to finish up. There's 9 verses, so we're going to finish today. And I did my famous cut and paste. So we did verses 1 and 2. So we're going to do verse 3. So I want to ask, the first word is mikdash. Does anybody know what the word means when we talk about Beit HaMikdash?
It's the temple.
That's
That
correct.
out.
Yeah,
Mikdash.
the,
Mhm.
the temple.
The house
All right.
of worship, technically, yes?
It
Right.
says
Beit-
sanctuary
Beit-
over there.
Beit HaMikdash. Okay, the holy sanctuary,
No home.
because Beit is house, which
Right,
would be the
which is-
sanctuary, but holy. Now, does anyone recognize 3 letters in the word Mikdash that has a special meaning? Like with Kiddush and Kedusha,
Holy,
Holy.
Kodash.
Kodesh,
Kodesh, except
Kod-
it says Kodash.
right, but it doesn't
Make-
matter. So
Make,
Hebrew is built on roots. So when you
Mhm.
have those 3 letters together in the root word, that's the root, mikdash. You can have it as a noun, as an adjective, as a verb. But mikdash, so Beit HaMikdash, so that's the part that means holy. And Beit, so holy house, okay? The temple, mikdash. Okay, so I'm going to say the lines in the 3rd verse, and you're going to repeat them after me. Is everybody ready? Okay,
Yes.
so we have Lachado D, verse 3. Mikdash melech ir melucha.
Mikdash,
Mikdash,
Melech,
Yeah.
Melucha.
Melucha.
What does melech mean? Melech.
Melech Yisrael.
Okay, but melech,
King.
melech, hamelech David,
Messenger?
hamelech Shlomo.
Messenger
No.
or angel?
Nope, that's malach.
I
Okay.
thought it was king.
That's malach hashalom. Melech haolam. God, king
Sovereign.
of the universe.
King.
Sovereign.
Melech, king. So when they say King David, they say
what I
Hamelech
thought.
David,
Okay.
King Solomon, Hamelech Shlomo. So Mikdash, Melech, sanctuary of the king, Ir, that's a city, Ir. Okay, so Mikdash, Melech, Ir, Melucha. Okay, next line. Kumi tzei mitoch ha'hafecha. Kumi
Kumi,
tzei mitoch
Ha.
ha'hafecha. Right. So remember that tzadi is that second word, tz'i, like a ts or a tz, kumi tz'i mitoch ha'hafecha. So da 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 ir melucha kumi tz'i mitoch ha'hafecha. Sometimes you have to get those words in there very quickly. Okay.
And the last word,
Ha'hafecha.
feha, okay.
Ha'hafecha. Okay. 3rd line. Rav lach shevet be'emek habacha. Rav lach shevet shevet be'emek habacha. Yeah, Bacha is crying. I have a Torah reading for tomorrow, and in it, Joseph is meeting with his brothers. And first he's crying on Benjamin. He grabs him and he cries on him, on his neck. They say he's crying on his neck, and then he's crying on everybody's neck. And they have the word Bacha. Bacha is crying. Rav lach shevet be'emek habacha. Emek is the valley, so that's the valley of weeping. Okay, and the last line in that. V'hu yachamo alayich chemla. V'hu Yachamo
Yahamo,
alai
alai,
hemla. Hemla.
hemla.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the hey is in the who,
Alech.
and then Yachamo alai hemla. Okay, so that's the chet.
Oh,
Hemla.
hemla.
Chem, right, it's
Not-
closed.
Is it a
The
la or
hay
a
is
la?
open.
That next to the last word, can you do that again?
Oh, chemla, you're right, Beryl, chemla. The hu yachamol alayich chemla. Right.
Aliyah.
And alayich. The chet is totally closed on the side. The hay, it's open. I call that the convertible letter. That's like writing in a convertible because the top is open. The hu yachamol alayich chemla. Okay, so that's the verse 3, and I had a question for you. Where is the word mikdash? Tell me where you see the word mikdash.
First
It's the
word.
first
The
word.
first
First
word.
first word. Okay, about the temple. Now, verse 4. So then we go into the refrain. Lecha dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat lekabala. Okay, lecha dodi lekrat kala. There's the bride. Penei in the face of Shabbat lekabala, which is received. So this is all about the bride. Okay, then verse 4. So now we get into some big words and don't get scared. He's na'ari me'afar kumi. Okay, let's try it. He's na'ari
Na'ari, me'afar,
me'afar
me'afar,
kumi.
kumi.
Who me?
Now you see there's a straight line. You see that there is a vertical line under the kuf.
Yeah.
So he's na'ari me'afar kumi. You know, actually, you would be supposed to stress that first syllable. That line is a stress mark, means kumi. And later on, you're going to see kumi, kumi as a command, which says get up, but hitnari me'afar kumi. But when you're singing it, they do it like hitnari me'afar kumi. They don't, it's very hard to put the stress on the first syllable at the end of that melody. So cantors will sometimes take cantorial license so that it sounds right, even though grammatically, you know, they want to stress kumi. Kumi is a command, get up, and it says arise. Okay.
Carol, what does the
She-
little comma mean after some of the end, at the end of some of the lines? Little, it
It's
looks
just
like
a comma. It is a comma. It's a pause.
Okay,
It's just, when is a comma? A comma? When it's a comma.
okay.
It's just a comma. So it would be heat nari, and you like a little breath. Me afar kumi, leave she be day tifatar, tifah.
It's like the end of a
Amen.
phrase, it sounds like.
Yeah. It's a big word, so you like to take a little breath. Heat nari, me afar kumi. Okay, so it is a comma. It's just a little pause. And the second line is live she big day tifar teich ami. Am is nation. Ami is my nation. Live she
She,
big day tifar teich.
pain,
Tifar teich. Tifar teich.
Teich,
Ami.
Ami.
Okay, live she big day tifar teich ami. And it has a cadence because it's a song. Da 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 dum, da dee 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 dee. So the words have to fit into that melody. Al Yad ben Yishai Beit Halachmi. Al Yad
Yad,
ben Yishai
Dai,
Fish.
Beit
Allah,
Halachmi.
Halachmi.
Yad ben Yishai Beit Halachmi. Korva el nafshi be'ala. And so that's one of the melodies. Okay, so it's Nivshi big day tifar teich ami. But still, you can see that the cadence is the same. You know, the rhythm is the same. Al Yad ben Yishai Beit Halachmi. Da dum da dum da 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 dum. Okay, Al Yad.
Yeah.
Everybody, Al
Yad.
Yad.
Yad,
Yad,
Ben Yishai.
Ben,
Ben Ish.
Ben
Yishai.
Yishai,
Beit,
Beit
Beit
Halach
Halach
Me.
Me.
Okay, so Beit Lechem is Bethlehem, and Halach Me is like the New Yorker is for New York. It's the Bethlehemite. Okay, Beit, the house of Halach Me, the house of the person from Bethlehem. So you can get a little bit of sound because Beit Lechem is Bethlehem, like sounds like the house of bread. Beit Lechem, Beit Halach Me. So this is the house of the person from Bethlehem. Okay, so Al Yad Ben Yishai, Beit Halachmi, and the last line in the fourth verse. Now you see a little funny line, like a T under the kuf. So
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
if you look in your Siddur, you're going to see it's also like italicized, which means korva, el nafshi ge'ala. Now there's a dot in the middle of the hay, and that's very fine grammar. That just means it's supposed to be like aspirate, like ge'alah, supposed to be like ge'alah, breath at the end. But you're not going to do that when you're singing this Friday night. No one's gonna do that. Okay, so it's korva, and it means approach. Korva,
Va,
el
El,
nafshi
Nafshi,
ge'alah.
Ye'ala.
Yeah.
And you can see the English, draw near, korva, your krovim are your relatives, the people close to you. Karov means near, draw near to my soul. Okay, which word on verse 4 means my soul? What's the word for soul? It's in Hatikva. Nefesh Yehudi Homiya. Do you see the word nafshi?
Nafshi, yes.
Yes.
Okay, nafshi is my soul. Nefesh is soul, and that word is in
Right.
Hatikva. Nefesh Yehudi Homiya, the soul of a Jew. Okay, korva el nafshi. Approach, come close to my soul and redeem it. That's a pretty big order. Okay, so moving right along. Where is the word kumi?
Me.
Kumi is in
At
verse
at
3.
the
Where
end
is
of
word
the
kumi?
first line. Me.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
And
the
where
end
is
of the
it?
first
Very
line.
good.
Yeah.
Right. Kitna ari me afar kumi. Okay, very good. And where is it in the verse 3?
In verse 3, the word kumi.
Oh, it's second line.
The
first
second line, the
word.
first word.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
Kumi.
there it
Okay, so
is.
you're recognizing the words. That's good. So you see that a lot of the words repeat. There's a lot of words about redeem and save and help, and then there's all the words of praise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's for us to praise. Okay, so there's kind of a limited circumspect vocabulary in the prayers. Okay, verse 5. So then we do lecha dodi lekrat kala penei shabbat nikabala. Ba 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 ba. Is that Shakespearean? But you see that it's got a beat to it. Is that iambic pentameter? Pause. Penei Shabbat. The Kabbalah. There's another comma. And Helene, it's just a little pause. It's a comma.
Okay.
Okay, verse 5. Now we have a big word. Heat orari, which means wake up, little Susie. Heat orari. And it says it again, heat orari. So it's heat, and then there's an ayin, which is silent. Heat orari. You sound like a bunch of lions or pirates, I'm not sure. Heat orari. Heat orari. Right, heat orari. Kiva. Kiva. Orech. Kumi ori.
Oh,
It sounds like the
Ori.
army. Arise and shine. Get up, my light. Kumi ori. So we had hit orari, kiva orech, kumi ori. A lot of light there. Or zarua, and or shel Hanukkah. Or is light. So now, not to be confused, ori is my light. Ori is a different word. Okay, so it's hitorari, kiva orech, kumi ori. Now the third line, that's uri,
Uri.
uri, uri.
Uri.
Could you say that again, the difference between Ori and Uri?
Absolutely.
What was-
Ori,
what was it?
like, oh my God, ori. Oh, and then if I hit you in the stomach, as I used to do to my students, you would say, ooh. The vav with the dot in the middle, Helene, is ooh.
Yeah,
The vav with the dot on the top is o.
but what was I thought you said there was a difference in the meaning.
There is.
The meaning of the word.
Or ori is my light. Ori is wake up.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
command. Ori is, that's the whole word, but it's ori, wake up, wake up, wake up. Shir daberi. Ori, shir daberi. Okay, so we have hitorari, kiva orech, kumi ori, shir daberi. You hear the difference between ori and uri? There's a Hebrew name, Uri, U-R-I.
Like
Uri.
Ari.
No, like Uri.
Uri.
Okay, the last line in verse 5 is Kavod Adonai
Vod Adonai,
Alai
Alayi,
Nigla.
Nigla.
No, it's
Nigla.
not.
Nigla.
Yeah.
It's a hey, it's Nigla. It's aspirate, Nigla. Okay. Now let's go back, and I would like somebody to do the 4 lines in verse 3. Let's see if anybody can do the 4 lines in verse 3 from the top. Somebody want to try it? Some brave soul? Okay, Michelle, I see ready. Oh, yeah, Beryl has a head on a head like Gavalt. I'm sorry, Beryl.
That's okay.
Giving you a headache. This is a 2 Excedrin poem.
You want me to try that?
I'm going to get to you.
Oh, okay.
You can just try a little more. Michelle
I
is
need
gonna
to
do
find a
verse-
Noah in here. There's no Noah in here.
I'm sorry, she had Noach. She said, I'm good. Okay, Michelle, verse 3, the whole 4 lines.
Mikdash Melech Ir Melucha Kumi Seir Mitoch Ha Fecha.
Good.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's good. Go ahead, keep going.
Ra Lach Shevet Be'emek Havaka Vehu Yachamol Laik Hamla.
Chemla, just at the 3 dots, Chemla. Very good, bravo, beautiful job.
It's so much easier when you're singing it.
Well, some people would say not, and the reason is that they sing it pretty fast.
Mhm.
And there's some big words here, so you have to really know the words, and when you're singing, otherwise, it's like it just goes by very quickly and you don't have time to really read it. So you really have to know the words, reading them. Okay, and then singing, I agree, singing and is good. Rhoda, would you like to do verse 4? Na'ari.
Okay. Okay, Lacha Dodi, Likrat, Chala, Panay, Shabbat, Nakabala. And now I'm gonna go down to heat Na'ari, Mayafar, Kumi, Livishi,
Just that's the end of the syllable, leave she.
Leafshi, okay. Biga day, big day.
Mhm. Yeah,
Tifarate, wait a sec. Tifar Techa.
take.
Oh, that's not right. Okay, sorry. And Ami, Al Yad, Ben Yisha, Beit.
Ben Yishai
Oh, because
is a
okay,
yud.
I have things to
Mhm.
learn. Ben Yishai, Beit, Halach me,
Very good.
Karva,
Mhm.
El, Nafshi, Ga'ala.
Very nice, beautiful. Okay, now notice when she got to the big word and she was a little stuck, she did what I tell you to do, is relax and break it into syllables, break it down. Tif, ar, teich. Because unless you know this as a sight word, when you see a big word that's not familiar, you break it down. And after you said it right, tif, ar, teich, what I would do personally, when it's a new word for me, I would say it again. I would just repeat it. Tifartech. I got it. Okay, tifartech. And now I know it's not it's not something I can't surmount. It's not insurmountable. I've got it. Tifartech. But when I look at it, it's not a familiar word, right? It's not like David or Shalom, Aleichem, you know? So these are not basically, most of them, sight words because it's poetry. Okay, so these are not words, that every day, believe it or not, it's easier to read the Torah than to read some of these Psalms. Okay, so now we're going to get to we're up to 5. Heat ovary. Did we do that? Oh, yeah,
Yes.
we did it.
Yeah, we did
We
that.
did. Oh, good. All right. I need a volunteer for line 5, for verse 5. Who's going to be the lucky winner? Beryl. Yay, Beryl. Go for it.
Hit-ho-riri, hit-ho-riri. Kiba urach, urach,
Orech.
orech, chum, humi, uri,
The vowel is O and the aleph is silent and the vowel is O.
uri,
Ori.
uri.
So in this verse, we have to be careful because we have Ori and Ori, and they both mean different things. So it's hit orari, kiva orech, kumi ori. Okay, third line, Beryl.
Okay. Uri. Uri.
Yeah.
Sheer. Daber. Daberi. Gaberi.
Daberi. Very good.
Kador.
When somebody reads
Kabor?
Torah that does something well, you
Kabor?
say call ha kavod. But this is kavod. Kavod.
Adonai. Lach.
Syllables. La, yich.
E.
Okay, consonant, vowel, syllables. La, yich, alayich. Okay, and
Need to Niglach.
it's a lamed. Nigla, nigla. There's no chad, yeah, nigla. Hit orari, kiva orech, kumi ori. Uri, shir daberi, kavod Adonai alayich nigla. Okay, now 6, then we have lachadodi lekrat, kala pene shabbat nekabbalah. Okay, now we have 6. Lo tevoshi, lo tik. So now, this is one of those cases where there's a dot over the shin as a vowel. It's lo tevoshi. The vowel of the vav is a dot to its left, to the left of the vav. But you have the letter shin, and the letter shin in that same space has a dot. So every letter, we have a vowel. So it's lo tevoshi. It's like Moshe. If you look at the word Moshe, there's mem and a shin. So what about the mem? What is its vowel? It's O, mo, and then sh, Moshe. Now sometimes you'll see 2 dots. You'll see a dot, a vowel, and you'll see a dot on the shin. But in most cases in a prayer book, they're only going to show you one. The convention is 1 dot when that happens. We call that the double duty dot.
It's only with the shin that you find this.
Yep, because the shin has a dot on the right, and to the right of the shin is a letter that needs an O vowel. So it's not lo tev shi, it's lo tevoshi. Lo tevoshi velo tikami.
Okay.
So
So it's tevoshi. So if you want to write in another dot, you can go ahead, because the vet has the vowel, the dot. So if that makes it easier for you, go ahead and put 2 dots. Now you know that the vet has O sound, vo, te, vo, and the shin has a dot because it's a shin and has E on the end, on the bottom. Lo te vo shi. You can even write the word out, te vo shi. There's 3 vowels, 3 syllables, te vo shi. Lo te vo shi. Below ti call me. Na da 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 dum. It's tevoshi. I'm wondering, I'm gonna look at my prayer book and just take a look at that and see. It's no, in my prayer book, it just has 1 dot. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's the way you say it. Yeah, prayer book has 1 dot. Lo tevoshi, below ti call me.
Carol, my prayer
Yeah.
book, the Sim Shalom, which had a
Mhm.
different page than you had. It's on page 22. It has the dot more on the end of the vav, than on the vet, than on the
Then,
the
well, my Sim Shalom just has 1 dot, but I would write in the 2 dots, so you know the word is
Yeah.
lo tevo.
but it's moved over.
shi.
It's not on the shin. It's on,
Well, okay.
Okay, so
It's sharing, it's nice.
It's,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
kind of
nice.
in that space. Yeah.
in the space.
Yeah, but
In the space.
that is the double duty dot. It's a
Double-
vowel,
Yes.
it's O vowel, and it's also the dot on the letter shin. So we call it the DDD, the double duty dot. And that's what it is. That one dot has 2 purposes. It's part of the letter shin, and to the right of the shin, it is O vowel on the vet. Te, vo, shi. It's a little tricky, but that's the way it is.
Okay,
Lo
I'm
te vo
confused.
shi, below ti kal mi. Okay, that's the way it is. Ma
Carol.
tishto hachi. Ma tishto hachi. This is from the verb to bow down. Ma tishtochachi uma tehemi. So lo te voshi lo tikami. Ma tishtochachi uma tehemi. That's a mouthful, let me tell you. Tishtochachi. Ma tishtochachi.
Here,
Sherry Lynn,
okay, going back to,
Sherry.
okay, my vision's giving me problems here. Underneath it has the double dots going down. So
That's a schwa.
the schwa, okay. So
Are you talking about the second line in verse 6? The ma tishtochachi? Forget about
I'm
that.
looking in the
This
framework.
sometimes shows that it's a shorter vowel. Don't worry about that. That has no vowel, no occurrence on the sound. Ma tishtochachi. Ma tishtochachi. That's a hard word. Tish
Co.
to ha chi. You have two chets together. Tishtochachi. Yeah, I wouldn't want to name my kid that.
Yeah.
Tishtochachi. Okay, tishtochachi. Hine, present. All right. Ma tishtochachi uma tehemi. Uma tehemi. Okay. Why do you bow down? And why are you moaning? Bach yechesu aniye ami. Bach yechesu. There's a lot of chets in this one. Yechesu aniye ami. Aniye comes from onim. That's the poor people. Aniye ami. Okay. And then Veniv Nita. Okay, here is an example where the shva ends the syllable. Veniv and then nita. So we have a shva, which is a silent shva. That's at the end of a syllable. So the first one is veniv. That's a silent shva. Veniv. And we break up twins. We're breaking them up because they're fighting. Veniv, and the nun is ni, as an if. Veniv nita. When you have two shvas together, the first one is silent, veniv. The second one has the sound of I with the letter. Veniv nita. The second one is sounded. First is silent, the second is sounded. We break up the syllable. They're fighting, brothers who are fighting. Veniv nita. Ir al tila. So this one has some hard words in it. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Lo te voshi velo tikami ma tishtochachi uma tehemi bach yechesu aniye ami veniv nita ir al tila. Now you try to sing that fast. I mean, that is a killer. That's a tough, very tough. Does anybody want to try? Cheryl, how would you like to try to read verse 6?
Oh, gee, sure. Okay.
Oh, gee.
Lotiv.
Te.
Lotivoshi. Right?
Te. Tevoshi. Te.
Sorry. Lotevoshi.
Yep.
Velo tikalmi. Matish.
Gird your loins for this one.
Matish tohiha.
The other way.
Hahi.
Tishto chachi.
Okay. Uma tehemi.
Okay, the three dots are eh. Tehemi.
Tehemi. Oh, tehemi, because that's
Yeah.
okay. Bach ye su
Yeah,
Yehesu, Yehesu,
good.
Ena, Ani Yi,
Yay, Ani yay.
Ani Ye, Ami.
Come on, bring it home.
Venav, Venev,
Neve,
Veniv,
Neve.
Netiha,
Nope.
Ir,
Just be
al.
careful. Veniv nita. Veniv
Oh,
nita.
Veniv Neta, Ir.
That's it.
Telo, Telot. No, Tila,
Tila.
Tila.
Tila. Okay. Yeah, this is a very hard, okay? It's very
Mhm.
hard. Okay.
Agreed.
7. Lachado di lekrat kala panei shabbat mikabala. And verse 7. And we're almost done. Whew. V'hayu lim shisa. V'hayu. I'm fine, thanks. V'hayu lim shisa. Sho saik. Okay, now look at the shin. Now the shin itself has a dot. That's a shin. The one on the
Yeah,
right
there's two
is
dots.
a shin. The one on the left is a vowel. That dot on the left is a vowel O. Show.
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 Show me the money. Show me the shin. The hayu lim shisa. Show sayich. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
shin. So the
Very
dot is on the
confusing.
right. That's the vowel. I know. And the dot is a vowel on the shin. Show. The letter is shin. The vowel is O. Show. I would write in on that show. I would write it in. Write it on your paper. V'hayu lim shisa. Good. Show sayich. Show sayich. Okay, so I would put SHO, show me the money, on top of that shin. So I would know how to say it. Show sayich. Then the next line says, V'rachaku, call, because that word is always an exception, call, mivalayich. You see how it rhymes? Show sayich, mivalayich, elohayich. Okay, so it's a poem, it rhymes. V'hayu lim shisa shosayich, v'rachaku kol mivalayich, yasis alayich elohayich, kim sos chatan al kala. Chatan is the groom, and the bride is kala. Kim sos, he's rejoicing. Kim sos chatan al, on his bride. Okay, so let's try that together. V'hayu
Hayu.
lim shisa
Shisa.
shosayich.
Sair.
V'rachaku
Aku.
kol
Call.
mivalayich. Yasis, because we have some sins here. Yasis
Sis.
alayich
Alayich.
elohayich.
Elohayich.
Kim sos
Sos.
chatan
Atan.
al kala.
Kala.
Chosin kala mazel tov. Oy, 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 that's what it is. Chosin is chatan in Hebrew. If you know Yiddish, chosin, chatan, the groom. Chosin kala, and the bride. Chosin kala. So this is chatan and the kala, the bride, the groom and the bride. So God will rejoice over you as a bridegroom rejoices over his bride. So the bridegroom is symbolically God, and the bridegroom, the bride is the Jewish people. The bridegroom, the chatan, is God, the kala is us. I'm Yisrael, the Jews. Okay, And then we have done verse 9, Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uvet sochala toch emunei am segula boi chala and that's when we bow. And I don't think it matters if you bow left or right, but you turn around, you face the entrance of the synagogue away from the ark, and on the last line, boi chala boi chala, come bride, you bow. And I asked the rabbi, do you bow left and right or right and left? He says, I really can't remember. What help are you?
I have to go.
Okay,
Did-
it
Did we
doesn't
skip
seem to
one?
matter. People have different traditions. They're different traditions, so fine. And then when we get to the end, we are really ready to finish this thing. Woo! If you hear anybody going, yippee.
Now I know why we
It's
didn't learn
really
this at the
hard.
beginning of our classes.
That's right. Yeah, because
Is
you
there-
have some multi-syllable words and you have some little tricky things there with the show, saich and all that. Okay.
Is
Um,
there any reasoning to which paragraph verses are left out on Shabbat? I mean, is,
We don't see
or,
all of them.
it seems as if every synagogue is different as to which verses they sing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever sings all of them.
No.
I have yet to be.
they
in a
probably leave
certain-
out the hard ones.
Oh,
Okay,
is that-
the ones,
Is that what, I mean, it might be, and I understand that completely. I was just wondering, because I've never had any synagogue
but
do
Shalom,
all
Sharon.
of them. And when I was in a joint reform and conservative synagogue, it was even worse because they would all fight over which phrase.
They would fight.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
was
well, the
Ronit's-
thing is,
Ronit's synagogue, right?
you gotta cut the cantor some slack. Some of these verses, like I said, hishtacho chachi. I mean, hishtacho chachi. I mean, do you think that sounds very musical?
No.
It doesn't.
Carol.
So if I were the cantor, I would go goodbye with you. I get that one out. Yes.
Carol, is there a reason you left out verse 8?
I did that.
Because we did it before.
We did it
Yeah.
last time.
Before, I think I had done 1, 2, 7,
1 to
8,
8.
and 9, something like that. Yeah,
1
I
to
had
8.
done that
Yes,
one.
Oh.
yes, you did
Yeah,
1, 2, 8,
so
and 9.
right. So now I had to fill in the rest because otherwise you criticizing me. Why didn't we finish this darn thing? So I girded my loins and I said, today I'm going to give you your tongue, your teeth, your everything is going to all be working today, full steam. All right. But then my favorite word is tishtochachi. Oh my God. How could that be existing in a language? All right. It's bad enough hit orari and hit naari and ori and uri. Please give us a break here.
Carol,
So if it would just
you
be
said-
me, I would do
you
the
said-
first and the last, and that would be it.
you said that next week would be your last class?
Okay, I am going to talk to Julia and see what she wants to do. Originally, they said we would finish on November 17th. When I had my class
December.
last year,
December 17th.
yeah, December 17th, because the 24th is right before Christmas. And if any of you celebrate, in a mixed household, people will be celebrating Christmas or traveling or preparing. So we wouldn't do that. And then, right before New Year's. However, my class last year wanted to continue. So what we did was, I think the new semester, and I have to find out what the new semester brings for you. If you go into an intermediate class or what you want to do. So we continued in January for a couple of weeks in January. And then in February, then my class last year stayed with me. We were in September, we were in the spring, and then we stayed in the summer. From a teacher's point of view, that was phenomenal because I knew what they knew and I knew what I had explained, what rough things, and so we stayed and I knew what they learned and I knew what I could do. so then the fall came and they still wanted to stay together, but they didn't let us. So some of them went into intermediate because they were they had a pretty big repertoire by then, and we had done the high holidays and everything. Some of them had a pretty big repertoire. They went into intermediate. Others said there was no way they were ready for intermediate. They were frightened, and I couldn't stay with them. So one of the gals who had been having a practice session on Tuesday with them took the bulk of them who didn't go into the intermediate class, and they just stayed together practicing together. So they didn't have, quote, a real
And they're still
teacher,
doing,
but
you're
they
talking
had
about
somebody who,
Helene, they're still doing that. We still meet
yeah, they're
every
still
month.
doing that. They're still
Wow,
with
that's
Helene.
very cool.
And they stayed together and they still
And
doing
when
that.
Helene
and-
can't do it, another one of the ladies in the class initiates the Zoom and we
Yeah,
still
I mean,
practice.
they were like glue. They did not want to disband, but then
Carol,
they,
can you recommend to, well, I'm speaking for myself, but we may not know what's best for us, whether to stay at this level or go to the intermediate. Can you tell us what you think is best for each one of us?
Okay, so, yeah, I can do that privately. You know, I would do that. And then think about this. If you go into an intermediate class, I mean, by the intermediate class, they figure you can read. You can read phonetically. So now they're going to teach you the customs, and they're going to be teaching you parts of the service, put things together. So if you feel that you are comfortable reading Hebrew, then the intermediate class is just going to introduce you to some more of the prayers, you know, and practice more of the prayers for fluency. Is what you wanted, fluency. I don't know what she's got planned for me, and I don't know if there would be an occasion to be able to continue this class, you know, as like who doesn't go into intermediate could continue in advanced beginner. So I'm going to talk to Julia, and I'm going to ask her what she recommends and what she wants to do. And then just keep in mind that if you go into an intermediate class and you want to try it, and you're there 1 or 2 sessions, and you find it's too fast for you or too hard, then you can tell Julia, you know, this, I want to go back to advanced beginner. Or if we stay together, some of us, you know, to come back to this group. So that's when they make their suggestions then, you know, like a student will go into intermediate and feel uncomfortable, or the teacher will say, I don't think the student is ready. So that's when all the shifting is done. The first couple of weeks, nothing is ironclad.
Do you have any idea
Okay.
when they're gonna put that email out? Because like I missed it. The last.
Oh, you mean,
Going into this class, and I didn't see it, and it was only because of, you know, the teacher that I was able to get into this class. I
Yeah.
get like 200 emails a day, and there are some days when I just, you
yeah,
know, I don't have, I
And
can't, I
then-
just can't get through them.
right. And Beryl, point well taken, because there were some students in my class from last year, and they
Okay.
said they totally missed the registration.
Right.
And then they were cut out of any
Every-
class.
Yeah.
So they called Julia, they got in touch with her, and then she said, yes, we can put you. So they were put in, a handful of them were put in intermediate, and the others stayed together with Helene as a practice group. And maybe now they'll go into an intermediate or an advanced beginner.
But
Okay,
you don't-
so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I figured I would call Julia and discuss with her. Now, if you want to continue in the advanced beginner for a couple of weeks in January, because the new semester usually starts in February, we could do that. And then I could take some requests. You know, we don't have to do a day, but this was what you wanted. I would say things that really are important, like the Torah Aliyah, make sure that everybody can do an Aliyah. And if you wanted to go over 1 or 2 paragraphs of the Shema, whatever, but something really useful, something that you do all the time, or people want to go over Elenu or whatever. And then you would be breaking into the new class in the spring, which, look, this is the first time they're ever doing, last year was the first time they ever did this, which is so amazing to offer a Hebrew class,
It
no
is
matter
amazing.
what.